If you've lived in Arizona for any length of time, you know that Arizona and scorpions go hand in hand. And let's be honest, it's pretty creepy to find one in your house, frightening, and they're way too common. But with the help of Greg Hunt with Preventive Pest Control, we're going to make sure we get to the bottom of eliminating the scorpions from the areas where we live. Thank goodness.
Yes, they are scary. They're really tough to see. When you see a scorpion in your house, it can scare the heck out of you. But that's what we're here for. So
what do you do to try and get rid of them? Are there things that we can do within our own homes and outside of our homes to get rid of them?
Absolutely. There's things that you can do to help us out. You know, reducing the amount of debris, because scorpions love to hide underneath things. They kind of like a cool environment, so if you can remove that debris, keep moisture levels at their, at a minimum, you will decrease the numbers of scorpions. Plus, scorpions are carnivorous. They love to feed on other bugs, so if you keep the bugs away, scorpions will usually follow.
Of course, I've always heard too, though, that you can't necessarily kill scorpions. You can just kind of starve them. Is that just kind of an old wives' tale?
Kind of a myth. You know, nowadays the products are really well developed. And we have a product that's just awesome. It's labeled for scorpions, in fact. And so the good thing is we actually guarantee that we will take care of those scorpions. I'll admit it's difficult because they're really big and they're strong, but we can take them down with the right product.
It takes a little bit of time, though.
It does take some time. Yeah, it does, because they're really not insects. Scorpions are arachnids. They're really strong. They have a hard exoskeleton, and it's just difficult to kill them. But it does work. The products that we use do work really well.
Does it work well for the environment, though? Because a lot of people are now really trying to think a little greener, to be honest.
And we're trying to be good stewards of the environment as well. We understand that people are uptight about that, and we as well. I have 4 kids, and I want to make sure my environment's safe and that I'm protecting it as best I can. And so we use products that are organic, they're biodegradable, they come from plants. They're going to break down over time. They're not going to last forever, which is, I think, good.
Now, what do you actually use to kill them, though, that is good for the environment and effective enough to tackle these things?
We're actually using a microencapsulated product, which, like I said, is a plant derivative, and because it's microencapsulated, it holds up really well in the sunlight, which we get a lot of sun here, and it tends to break those products down. But if you use a really good product, a professional grade product, you can really do a good job against those scorpions. And the good news is, if you do a good job outside your home, building a barrier, you can keep them from coming inside.
Speaking of inside, do you actually treat the inside differently than you would the outside when it comes to the scorpions?
Yeah, the inside's important. If you have found scorpions in your home, you have to get rid of those guys. And so what we do is we come inside, we do what we call spot treatment initially to try to flush those scorpions out, kill the ones that are inside. Once we've established control inside, as long as we do a good job maintaining that barrier, we can keep them from coming in.
And then how long will this last?
Well, it can last up to 60 days, and like I said, it doesn't last forever, unfortunately, which is, I think, a good thing for the environment. But the products, in this sunlight, last about 60 days at the most.
Speaking of 60 days, that's going to take us well into some warmer months. Do we see the kind of, the creepy crawlies kind of go away a little bit in the summer, or is it just as much of a problem?
Honestly, Stephanie, it just progressively gets worse. It really does. As things heat up, the bugs continue to flourish, and their reproduction levels are at their peak in the summertime. You'll see those numbers go up as the heat comes on.
Finally, I understand that you're going to make it really easy for us to take care of our homes and make sure we keep everything at bay.
Yes, indeed. You know what's really neat right now? We recognize that these are tough times. Economically speaking, we are going to give a huge discount right now. Anybody who mentions the show, Sonoran Living, we're going to give a $50 discount off our initial service, which is huge.
Absolutely. And we appreciate that for providing that for our
Absolutely, our pleasure.
So to give Preventive Pest Control a call, it is extremely easy. All you need to do is remember 1-877-990-PEST, as you see right there on your screen. That's 877-990-7378. And you can also check them out online at PreventivePestControl.com. Finally, Preventive Pest Control is a sponsor of Sonoran Living Live.